Hello, it's a pleasure to have you here. I am Evelyn. I am an avatar created for the Scylinn Media Lab pitching. Scylinn is a media tech startup for media management and production. While all competing players in the market require users to have technical skills and invest significant time in executing projects, managing multiple platforms and subscriptions, one specific for each type of production, making it necessary to use different tools for each process. Scylinn Media Lab emerges as a disruptive startup, offering multimodal contracting and professional standard delivery of all types of media on a single platform without the need for technical knowledge. The practical result is an exponential gain in efficiency, reducing up to 95% of the time spent in the media development cycle. This is possible thanks to its request feature. Based on scientific empirical studies, a contracting logic was developed in which orders are based on technical production characteristics. This architecture allows all possible and existing types of media to be contracted. That's right, all types of media. Starting from a minimalist front end that guides the user through a sequence of logical activations and ensures that the experience is simple and effective. Let's see how this happens in practice. So, the first decision the user needs to make is whether they will create a picture or a video. By selecting this option, they go to the next screen. So, here we have an example of a picture. This request then would be within stock image, then you would inform the aspect ratio. This media has no duration because it is not a carousel and no A/B test will be done. It has no soundtrack, no voiceover, and no subtitles. So it would be in stock image, then select the aspect ratio and go to the next screen. On the next screen, we have the content features information, which is standard for all media. We also have another picture model. However, in this case, an image produced by the client will be used. It then requests to upload the image and you upload the pizza. Then select the aspect ratio characteristics and go to the next screen. You can also select other types, such as image generated by artificial intelligence, which goes without saying, has evolved every day and already has incredible results. Or typographic, which are generated only with characters and typographic elements. Well, here we saw some examples of pictures, and now I will present some examples of video. Animation video. In this case, an additional screen is activated so that you can choose which type of animation. It can be 3D, illustration, whiteboard, among various formats. Remembering that the proposal is to be a platform where it is possible to contract all existing types of media. After that, you select what the aspect ratio, duration, soundtrack, if there is a voiceover or subtitles. We also have video within stock image. So you select video, stock image, what is the aspect ratio, what is the duration. Remembering that in the duration, you have the option to choose whether it will be a series or an A/B test. Then select soundtrack, voiceover, and subtitles if any. There is a very specific example that is worth commenting on so that we can understand that we have, in fact, arrived at an interface that allows for the creation of all types of media. Still in the case of the stock image, the user has the option to define whether the images used will be photo or video, which makes their video have a different aesthetic with moving photos. As the model works with the usage-based pricing format, which means that depending on the activations you choose, your media has a higher or lower price. In this case, purchasing a photo is cheaper than a video. So, it remains an option for the user. In cases of stock image, artificial intelligence, or animation, the user has the option of generating a hybrid aesthetic, where they can combine it with the upload of part of the material. You can also create avatars like me, for example, among other types like a clone avatar, or also immersive reality content, which includes shoppable and 360-degree simulation formats, among other formats, all following the same activation process. It is important to emphasize that it will be in the aspect ratio activation that the user will define the output format, which is not limited only to social media, but can also be for TV, streaming, out of home, or files for printing. Well, what I want to exemplify here is the model, how it works. When you choose to upload media in this multimodal model, you can then collaboratively insert pre-produced content for composition or request media that can be totally produced by the platform. Between these three screens, you can produce all existing types of media, and I challenge you to take this test. Look for a type of media and try to request it. You will succeed. As soon as the technical characteristics are defined, the platform calculates the price of the media. The user, transparently, knows exactly how much they will pay, and they can decide whether to continue the process, or they can go back and define a model that is more viable, and only then, after they decide, do they proceed with the contracting, informing the content features. These are pieces of information that the user needs to insert so that the copy or script can be developed. Well, so far, we have understood through the user interface how the model works, and thus, there is no magic formula for making a delivery with a professional standard and perfect output. It is necessary to have humans in the process for this to be possible. With technological innovations, the SaaS with AI native model will provide us with a gain in scale. However, the limitations of artificial intelligence do not allow for total automation. So, to speed up the process, the back office will rely on a multi-agent activation architecture structured by a program prompt engineering, which will automatically generate a draft. Therefore, the human-in-the-loop process will be necessary to correct flaws and align the media with the request. That is, it is not a fully automated scale. It will be necessary to organize squads with qualified professionals, and there will be a delivery deadline. The platform will have a dashboard for brand settings and planning, where the user will be able to monitor the order production process. The benefits of creating a company based on the SaaS model are exponential. The proposal is to change the game with all the innovation and technology currently available. Finally, regarding these structural operational issues, I suggest you read the pitch deck carefully and understand the entire platform architecture in more depth. In the pitch deck, you will find the frequently asked questions section and a specific discussion about artificial intelligence. By accessing the link that is on the screen, you have access to the presentation case with contact information and all documents related to the ideation. Well, everyone, that's it. If you have any questions or need additional information, just contact us. Thank you for your attention and have a good one.